Hello everyone, welcome to Master's Teach. And today we are going to discuss Law of Property, which is a paper 2. Okay, we'll discuss uh, depthly. Let us see meaning and concept of property. So, property refer to anything that has value and can be owned, possessed, or transferred by a person. This is the definition. Then, what is the legal framework? It is governed by Transfer of Property Act 1882, which regulates the transfer of immovable property. Let us see the importance. So, uh, property rights form the foundation of ownership, transfer, and legal protection of assets. So, this is the meaning and concept of property. Then, kinds of property and transferability. So let us see what is the types of property. One is movable property and immovable property. So what is movable property? It is the goods, money, securities that can be moved. And second one, immovable property. It is like land, buildings, hereditary allowances, etc. So these are the types of property. And transferability. Transferability means transferable. So property that can be legally transferred. And non-transferable. So possessions, right to sue, personal rights. So what is immovable and movable? Immovable means that cannot be moved, like land, buildings attached to the earth. Then movable, so goods and personal belongings. So these are the kinds of property. Transferability. Then transfer of property. Let us see the meaning of transfer of property. So transfer means an act by which a living person conveys the property to one or more persons. Okay, who can transfer? Owner of the property, person authorized by owner, or a person entitled to dispose of property. What is the operation? So transfer operates by act of parties or by operation of law. How can it be transferred? By the mode, like through sale, through mortgage, lease, exchange, or gift as a as per legal requirement. This is about the transfer of property. Then conditional transfers and interest. So conditional transfer. So transfer subject to fulfillment of certain conditions specified by transferor. Then void conditions. So conditions restraining marriage, religion, or parting with property are void, unlawful. So precedent and subsequent. Precedent means must be fulfilled before transfer. Subsequent means defeats transfer if occurs. Vested versus contingent. Vested means immediate right. Contingent means depend on uncertain event. So transfer to unborn person allowed with the life interest. These are the conditional transfers and interest. So if you like this content, please do like and share it with your friends. Then doctrine of election and covenant. So what is the doctrine of election? When a person accepts a benefit under an instrument, they must also accept the burden, cannot be take benefit and reject the burden. So application applies when transfers property they don't own. So transferee must elect between accepting or rejecting. So election must be made within the reasonable time. Then covenants. Okay, so express, clearly stated in deed, implied means und- understood by law, positive requires action, negative restricts the action. This is the doctrine of election and covenants. Then transfer by ostensible owner and estable. So what is ostensible owner? Person who appears to be owner with the consent of real owner. So transfer is valid if the transferee acts in good faith. Then feeding the grant, when person transfer property they don't own but later acquires it, transfer become valid by estoppel. So this is the transfer by uh, ostensible and estoppel. Okay. Then doctrine of Lis Pendens. So what is the meaning of C? Pending litigation. Property under litigation cannot be transferred to affect the rights of property. Essential. So pending suits in competent court, property in dispute, transfer during the pendency affects the right. Then fraudulent transfer. So transfer made to defeat or delay creditor is voidable at option of affected person. This is a doctrine of Lis Pendens. Then doctrine of part performance. The meaning is protects the transferee who has performed part of contract even without registered deed. Then essential conditions. So written contract, possessions delivered, part of performance by transferee, acts done in good faith. Effect. So prevent transferor from denying the contract. Transferee can seek specific performance despite non-registration. This is the doctrine of part performance. Then sale of immovable property. It is a part of Unit 3 in Property Act. So meaning of sale, transfer of ownership in exchange for price paid or promised. So absolute transfer of rights. So essential features of this one: transfer of ownership, consideration in money, two parties, seller and buyer, immovable property. Then mode of sale. So must be registered instrument. Contract of sale create the obligation. Actual sale transfer ownership. Then rights and liabilities in sales. What is the seller's right and seller's liabilities? Buyer's rights and buyer liabilities. So let us see seller's rights. Right to receive purchase money, right to retain property until payment, right to sue for specific performance. And what is the seller's liabilities? Disclose material defects, delivery positions, execute proper documents. This is about the seller's rights and seller's liabilities. Let us see buyer's right. Right to obtain possession, right to proper title, right to sue for damages, and buyer's liabilities are pay purchase price, bear expenses after agreement, accept property in agreed condition. Then mortgage and kinds of mortgages. So simple mortgage, mortgage by deposit, English mortgage, usufructuary mortgage. Here simple mortgage. So what is this? No possession transfer, personal liability, right to sell. Then mortgage by deposit. So title deeds deposited in notified towns only. Then English mortgage, absolute transfer, condition for re-transfer. Then use fructory mortgage. So position to mortgage, rent, adjust debt. So here mortgage is a transfer of interest in property as a security for loan. Rights include redemption, foreclosure, and sale. This is about the mortgage and kinds of mortgage. Then marshalling, contribution, and charges. What is the doctrine of marshalling? So when creditor has two properties as a security and another creditor has only one. So first creditor must resort to property not available second creditor. This is the doctrine of marshalling. Then doctrine of contribution. When property is mortgaged for common debt, each property must contribute proportionate to discharge the debt. Then charges. So right to payment from specific immovable property without transfer of ownership. So created by operation of law or agreement. This is about the marshalling and contributing and charges. Then lease, the concept essential. So meaning lease means what? Right of sorry transfer of right to enjoy property for certain time or perpetuality in consideration of rent. This is called as lease. Then parties, lesser, owner called as lesser, and lessee means tenant. So two persons are essential. Duration, there is a fixed period or perpetuity must be certain ascertainability. Then consideration, rent, premium or money, transfer of possession essential. So kinds, lease for agriculture purposes, lease for manufacturing, lease for residence, perpetual lease. Okay, these are the lease concept and essential. Then rights and liabilities and termination of lease. So lesser rights, then lesser duties. So lesser means owner receive the rent, re-enter on breach, forfeit lease. Then lesser duties. Owner's duties are declose defect, give possession, maintain property. Then lessee's rights, that is tenant's rights, peaceful possession, make improvements, transfer rights. Then lessee's duties, pay rent, maintain the property, return property. Termination, efflux of time, notice, forfeiture, surrender, merger. Forfeiture means lease terminated for breach of conditions. These are the rights and liabilities and termination of lease. Then unit 4, exchange and gifts. Exchange means mutual transfer of ownership of one property for another. So both parties are transferor and transferee must be registered. Then gift. It is a voluntary transfer without consideration made out of love and affection. Donor and donee essential. So types of gift. So onerous gift with burden, universal gift, whole property, gift to unborn through life interest. This is the exchange and gifts. Then registration and actionable claims. Registration of gifts. So gift of immovable property must be registered, made by registered instrument signed by donor and attested by two witnesses. So acceptance by donee essential. Then transfer of actionable claims. So actionable claims means claim to unsecured debt or beneficial interest. So transfer by signed instrument with notice to debtor. Then transfer steps into shoes of transferor. So this is the registration and actionable claims. Then easement and related concepts. So here the definition is right attached to land to use another's land for beneficial enjoyment, non-possessory right. Then dominant tenant, land for whose benefit easement exists, owner enjoy the right. Then servient tenement, so landowner which easement is exercised, owner bears the burden. Example, right of way, right of light and air, right of water created by grant prescription or statute. Then lease and license. So basic difference we'll discuss. Basis, lease and license. Nature. So transfer of interest in property. It is a personal permission in use. Right creates the rights in property. No right in property. Transfer can be transferred. Here it cannot be transferred. Duration fixed period, revocable anytime. Registration required if exceed 1 year, not required here. Then possession, exclusive possession given, no exclusive possession. So legal effect here, lease create the interest binding on third parties, license in personal and revocable. So this is the thing. Then testamentary succession. So meaning what is succession? Succession by will. So testator dispose the property to take effect after death. Will and codicil. Will, legal declaration of intention, or codicil, supplement to will. Then capacity, sound mind, major, not disqualified by law, must understood, nature of act. Then bequest, so specific, general, demonstrative, residuary, conditional or absolute. Then executor, the person appoints to execute the will. Administrator estate, pays the debt, disputes the property. Then distribute the property. Then legatee, so person receiving the property under will, rights vest on testator's death, can accept or disclaim. So here you have to remember the definitions, essential, distinctions and landmark causes each topic. So this is about the property law. Go through this particular video again and again. You are going to clear this particular examination. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you. All the best for your coming examination. Thank you.